Steve and Jill here.
Hello.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk. I'm Stephen Jack Busella.
And I'm Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from sunny Southern California.
Today, Jill and I talk about why some members fail. It's Truth Week, Land About Truth Investing Week, here on the Land Academy Show.
I'm trying to think of some funny things before I get to the real things.
Yeah, failure's not that funny.
I know.
But it's necessary. There's a spoiler alert.
This is not just fail. Why some members fail, I took it as not an individual transaction, like big time fail. Like they
they sign up and it doesn't work.
Right.
Or they don't sign up or they don't try.
Right.
The chances are if they're failing at this, they're failing at something else. Like a lot of stuff.
Exactly.
Why is it truthfully funny to you, isn't it?
It is.
We're going to bring marriage into this at some point. Before we get into it, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landacademy.com online community. It's free.
Okay. Tina asks, I've been using a popular CRM for the last couple of months since I started land investing, and while it's very easy to work with, it is also pretty expensive, and I think I'd rather put that money towards actual land deals. How do you organize all of your leads from initial receiving to purchasing to sale? Doing it on Excel seems very daunting to me, unless there are some tricks that I don't know about to make the information more manageable. And I like the idea of paper records even less. Any recommendations?
May I?
Please.
For years and years, we were using a proprietary system that was written in SQL for us long before a Windows environment, a web-enabled Windows environment was popular. So you can imagine how long ago that was. And it cost me $250,000. We were running it on a Windows 2003 XP server until very recently. And I bagged it all, drum roll, for what? Excel. One single Excel spreadsheet. There are 3 tabs at the bottom. The first one's called Acquisitions. The second one's called Engineering. And the third one's called Sales. And that's it. And everybody loves it. Now, here's the thing. When you have a big staff or a staff of more than 3, they have to be relatively educated on how to use this because it's disastrous. They could go in there and wreck the whole thing in 10 minutes.
True.
So CRMs like Salesforce, and I think there's this one guy, I don't remember who, that's probably who you're talking about, Tina, who's got a land-specific CRM out there that he manages himself, which I talked with him for a while. Howard Zonder is his name. Super bright guy, great product, but real expensive. It just didn't, we were going to do some stuff together. It just didn't end up being a good fit for what we're trying to profess here. Good old-fashioned Excel. All the most successful people I've talked to, the guys in our group, people in our group, use some version of what I just described. So you put all your leads into one single tab, on the acquisition tab, and when you've purchased them or you decided to purchase them, you move them, literally physically move them to engineering, where you get it all prepped out and ready to put on the internet. And when it's sold, you move it to sales. Mm-hmm. So it's never in any of those 3 places except one time. It can't be in, and so we call it, okay, we're ready to push these 3 over to engineering. And then you can hear, so the engineering gets done, somebody else takes it over. If some other virtual assistant who's good at that, making maps and stuff, that's done. They go in there in a spreadsheet, they work on it. We don't even know they're doing it. Mm-hmm. And then they're done with it. Okay, it's ready to be pushed over to sales and then closed. Exactly. It's as simple as that. All this complicated stuff about running businesses and proprietary software is for the birds. Go ahead, Joe.
I'm trying to imagine. The only thing I wanted to say about Tina is you need to get past your daunting Excel experience and really get to know it, because that's all we use, especially when you're downloading your data, scrubbing your data, doing your pricing, and paper records. It's funny. I had someone come into my office the other day. There was a broker, by the way, who's in our building, kind of like, what the heck are you guys doing over here? And one of his comments was, boy, I like your operation. There is no paper anywhere. And I'm like, nope. Because, they're used to dealing with stacks of paper on every transaction for a house and, all of that. It was hilarious. But yeah, don't even go there with the paper records. And that's the last thing you want. Could you imagine if someone comes in, you go, oh, hold on a moment, and they hear rustling papers, you're digging on your desk trying to find it, or like go through sticky notes going, oh, I know I have a property here that's going to fit you perfectly. Oh my gosh, you don't want to do that.
There's all these safety blankets, especially for somebody my age. One of them's like reading a newspaper in the morning. There are people my age that still read a newspaper in the morning. There are people younger than me. I don't understand that. You got to get rid of these habits and stay up with the times.
It's true.
Do you ever sit around with an old guy who likes rap? I have. And I think it's cool. Do you ever sit around with an old guy who likes, Dizzy Gillespie? Right. I have. And it's no fun.
Yep.
Which one do you want?
I just saw a funny commercial about that. I got to tell you this morning. It's some insurance company, and their whole line was, we can't keep you from becoming your parents, but we can insure you, better or something. And the whole thing was like, these people are sitting in a support group, and they're like saying things like, why would I throw this away? It works perfectly fine. And this woman goes, why would I not wear this hat? I got it for free.
Yep.
And all these things at your parents.
Here's one of my favorites. This is guy-driven. Yeah. Why is every light on in this house?
Yes, that's in there.
Oh my gosh, really?
Exactly in there. Oh, then I know, it was someone said, why is that door open? Are we trying to air condition the whole outside? Or it was hilarious. The whole block.
I go way the heck out of my way to not say stuff like that, even though some of them are actually true. There's a couple of them that are.
Exactly.
You got to stay up with the times on this. This actually falls right into the topic of the show, why some members fail. You know what? Let's just say this is the meat of the show. Jill, why do some members fail?
I have a couple here that I'd like to talk about. Right out of the gate, it's a wrong fit. So that's one of the things that I have seen, and I really try to catch early on. And I do a lot of consulting calls, and my team does a lot of consulting calls. There's kind of initial calls where it's available on our website. You can go on there and just schedule 15 minutes to talk with my team, and sometimes it might be me. And we're just here to answer your questions and really tell you what this is all about, and so you understand. And one of the things I'm trying to do, and we're weeding out, is who is a good fit. And if someone can't operate a spreadsheet, they can't spell Excel, then number one, that's a problem. So there's things like that. Sometimes that's a wrong fit. Someone who's can't understand not only just data, but can't understand these transactions, and they can't understand, wait a minute. You mean I can put this online and sell it on my own website? Well, who's going to make my website? Okay. So there's little things like that they have to get past. So number one, people that fail, it's the wrong fit. So that's usually, and we try to scrub that out. Now we're into it. Say we got past all that, and you're in the program and you're trying to do it, but it's what do I see are the most common things that people why they fail? One is they're spending too much time with no action, and the reason is because they're overanalyzing and second guessing everything. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I completely agree with you, but even before that, I'll just cut to it. The single number one reason why I see members fail is they don't make a commitment in the beginning.
Okay.
And so, or it's just, there's like 16 things to do, and they can't put the number one on one of them, the number two on the 3 and the 4 and the 5, and then there's lack of flexibility about if 5 didn't work how they wanted. You throw their arms up and say, see, this doesn't work at all.
Right.
And that doesn't apply to land investing or real estate. That applies to how you approach life.
Yep.
Like, I'm going to be naked, super honest here. If you're a CFO of a railroad company or a COO of a railroad company, because we have a person in our group who is that or was that person, and they bought into the concept of sending letters and buying property enough to the point, and then they proved it to themselves and made enough dough to the point where they quit that job that they were succeeding at, you're going to do well. Mm-hmm. If you are some person who's hiding in your bedroom and you've got all kinds of other issues, this is not going to save you from that. You got other stuff to work out. If your wife is saying something like, you start You never finish what you start. And she and then she holds up both of her hands with all 10 fingers and starts counting off. You started this and you didn't finish it. You started this and you didn't finish it. And she gets to number 9 or 10, and then she starts using another hand. 11, 12, 13. This is not for you.
Mm-hmm.
I can honestly say, Jill, that I can't name one thing that you started that you haven't finished.
Thanks.
I mean, maybe at best I can think of maybe one or two things where you got into it and said, it's not going to turn out the way I want. I'm not going to get the outcome that I originally thought. I'm going to do something else.
Well,
I will replace it with something else.
My horse jockey career didn't work out. Here's one. Don't forget the time I wanted to be a sound recorder engineer. That was a long time ago. That didn't work out. Just kidding.
People fail at this because their personalities suck. It has nothing to do with real estate, Excel, math. It's what they bring to the table, which is this negative personality.
Then I would like to circle back around, because what you just said is a beautiful way. I took it down to that level of some of those issues, but you're right. So my notes.
People listen to our show to listen to us disagree. So
no, my notes support what you're saying.
Okay.
So which is really interesting. You're talking about it's a mindset. True. So one of the things that they do, they overanalyze, they second guess, they're never getting anywhere. Okay, well, that would be anything. They don't invest enough time or stick to a schedule. They don't do it with anything.
Ding, ding. Don't stick to a schedule.
And my other thing was the one problem, and they give up. Well, they do that with everything too.
Yep.
So it's all the same thing. So if you're if you fail at this, you probably failed at getting that sunglass shop off the ground you're working on, and the electronic items that are all in your garage that you're going to sell on eBay. That one didn't work out. And you can't blame any of the businesses or any of those products or any of the concepts. As much as it hurts to say this, you got to look at you. Yeah.
If you're sitting around saying, and you're really young, I am going to be successful at what I do. I don't know yet because I'm not old enough, but I just need somebody to show me how to do it and show me some reward for the effort I put in. Mm-hmm. This is for you. If you succeeded in the job that you're in, but you hate it, this is really common. I'm describing myself. I made partner at a big 3 accounting firm at a very young age, and I walked out of there. I walked away from a $250,000 job a year because I couldn't stand to go in there one more day. I had this thought: if I have to flip burgers for the rest of my life, that's what I would rather do than deal with these ding-dongs for even more, because it was all false corporate crap. If that's going on in your head, you're going to do great at this.
That's motivation.
Yeah.
But you still got to have that, flip that switch that I'm going to die doing this or die trying doing this. Jill. You've got to have that attitude.
You nailed it.
So I think the best people that come to us, honestly, they have succeeded in another business. I don't care what it was.
Yep.
They may know nothing about property. They sold some widget. They showed rat traps online and killed it because they knew how to market, make a website, how to drive traffic to it, how to use Google ads, whatever it is. They know to do that. They've already mastered that. It's running in the background. Then they find us. It's awesome. And that they kill it.
Anybody who's ever sold anything online, whether off their website, on eBay, Amazon, which is a lot of people, mm-hmm. especially from other countries where they're importing stuff, drop shipping it, all of that. They all know this story. Well, those rat traps, those were selling great for a year and a half. We're killing it. We had 90% margins, and then all of a sudden, it started to dwindle, and then 2 months later it was gone because they got some competition. Somebody figured out how to reach the right consumer better than you. They have a better mousetrap. They have a better rat trap.
Huh.
Or something like that.
That's
so
funny.
You constantly have to be looking for some stuff new to present to people where you can make some money.
Yeah, you got to roll with it.
Land, there's nothing better than land. You don't have to take it into inventory. You don't have to drop ship it. There's no shipping. It's just paper. Mm-hmm. You don't have to manage it at all. It's never going to go away. You can constantly buy it. Constantly. It's never that, because of the way the property tax situation is set up. Every year, people they get a tax bill and they don't want to pay it anymore. They just want to get rid of it.
Well, like you just used that example with the rat trap, changing it up. We can change it up. I could take a 40-acre property, subdivide it, and have new APNs. There's a way to change
endless.
it up. And I've been dealing all over the East Coast. That's all I've been doing. I'm master. And you know what? I'm gonna start buying in the Midwest. And I'm gonna start buying in the West Coast. I'm gonna get
No, I'm gonna start buying mobile
all kinds
homes.
of people. Right.
No, I'm gonna start buying houses.
Yes, there's so much you can do.
Oh, houses working
Branch
great.
out.
Mobiles in Tennessee aren't working so well. Let's try Northern California.
Correct.
And on and on and on. There's a lot of things I get tired of and get pretty curmudgeon about. Real estate investment. Well, with the economy change, Steve, what do I do then? Are you kidding me?
Buy more.
Buy more.
Buy
Find
it
better
better.
buyers.
Now
There are
it's less
people
expensive.
and billionaires in this economy waiting for this next downturn. And believe me, they want to hear from you.
Mm-hmm.
If you can buy property for less than it's worth, they're waiting for you to call them.
Mm-hmm.
So I look at this and I see endless opportunity everywhere I look. My only regret is I don't have like 10 of me where I can do it all at once. My eyes are constantly bigger than my stomach when it comes to real estate. So to wrap it up, why do members really fail, Jill? Because they just aren't into it in the first place. They don't make a commitment in the first place and say, the other thing is that I've seen a few people, and this is sad, who have too much responsibility. They have 18 kids and they just have too much overhead, fixed costs in their lives to get out of the situation that they're in. I mean, there's not a lot of situations that are like that, but there's some, and they really do want to do something about it. That's actually
that does bum
sad.
me out. I know, when they really have their hearts in it, but they really don't have the resources to do it. But those people, I say, hang on, we're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
When things will change, when you get ahead and the time is right, call us. We'll be here.
What I just interested. We have a company called Offers to Owners, and you can look into our credit card processing when people put orders in, like throughout the day. And I thought that, like, I put all of our orders in because we obviously use 0202. We created this company to let people in on our stuff and our resources. And do you know when the number one, an hour in the day, we're on the West Coast, by the way, what's the highest number of orders, like between 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock? Can you guess?
I think it's midday.
It's not.
No, when is it?
10 p.m.
Oh.
Which is 1 a.m. on the East Coast.
Got it.
People are doing this in the middle of the night.
Got it. Hey, good for you for checking and knowing our business that well.
I know.
I love it.
Well, I was looking at how much money we're making. And I incidentally saw that it's all happening in the middle of the night.
That's cool.
Which I think these people have jobs, man. Our members have jobs.
Yep.
Well, you've done it again. You spent another 15 to 20 minutes listening to the Land Academy Show. Join us tomorrow for another interesting episode where we discuss who is set up the most to succeed at this. We talked about failing today. We're going to talk about and we're going to end Truth Week on success.
And we answer your question posted on landacademy.com. Go there and find our online community. It's free.
You're not alone in your real estate ambition. I felt like that was a really good show. I felt the shows really aren't for me. They're for the listener.
They are. You are correct.
You know what? I have to tell you, I love talking about failure. I know it's weird. My favorite book is all about failure by Bill Gates Sr., Bill Gates' father. Without failure, you're never going to succeed. It has to be a yin and yang to everything.
Well, I think it's important, too, to be ready for it. I'm glad that we talk about it because I don't want anybody to be surprised. Every time I tell people, just be ready, you are going to make a mistake. And then they are ready, and they do make a mistake. They go, oh, okay, and here's how I recovered. And thank you, Jill, you were right. It won't do that again.
I've noticed, too, when some people fail, I notice this in our kids. Some of them are like, I failed at that, whatever. I won't next time. And some of them are like, I failed at something, therefore I am a failure.
Oh,
and that's not good.
No, you don't want that.
No, you never want that. You want to bounce back, get on the horse, whatever cliche you can think of. Get back on the horse right immediately. You don't want to take this stuff personally.
You can't.
Well, this seller called me. Yeah, that's funny. Bring it. Put on your thick suit. Get some good boxing gloves and get out there.
Mm-hmm. Share the fun by subscribing on iTunes or wherever you are listening. And while you're at it, please rate us there. We are Steve and Jill.
Information
And inspiration
to buy undervalued property.